please rise for our jury? All right, thank you. Please be seated. For the record, our jury has not joined us back in the court. Welcome back, everybody. We're ready for the people's next witness, Mr. Rubenstein.
Thank you, Your Honor. The people call Investigator Pete Berg to the stand.
Do you solemnly swear or affirm under penalty of perjury the testimony you're about to give will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth? Thank you, sir. And then you can proceed whenever you're ready, Mr. Rubenstein.
Thank you, Your Honor.
You're welcome.
Good afternoon, Investigator.
Good afternoon.
Can you please tell the jury your full name and spell your last name?
Pierre Berg, B-U-R-G.
How are you currently employed?
I'm an investigator with the Mesa County Sheriff's Office
How long have you been in law enforcement?
since 2004, and then in 2007 I went to investigations at the Sheriff's Office,
Which unit are you assigned to?
the Complex Crimes Unit.
Did you start off in the Complex Crimes Unit with investigations?
In April 2007 I started in property crimes, and then in October 2007 I switched over to complex crimes.
Within the Sheriff's Office, are the Property Crimes Investigations Unit and the Complex Crimes Investigations Unit housed near each other?
Yeah, we're all in the same area. It's all under investigations. It's just two separate units.
When large cases come in, is it common that you might participate in a complex crimes investigation even if you're assigned to the property crimes unit?
Yes, when something like a homicide or a big case comes in, we all come together and
Assist with the investigation of the disappearance of Paige Bergfeld?
yes.
On July 23rd of 2007, was a tip line put out asking if there were people,
Yes, I'm not sure of the date, but that's close.
well, and I said July 23rd, 2007 was the tip line put out. Did you actually interview people as a result of that tip line on July 23rd?
Yes,
Okay, so at some point before that, that information was put out, but you actually conducted some interviews on the 23rd?
correct.
Okay. Did you interview David Laux?
Yes,
And did you recognize Mr. Laux as having been here earlier?
I believe I interviewed him by phone.
Okay. And I'm sorry, investigator, I think you wrote your report on the 23rd, that you actually interviewed him on July 19th at 15:06 hours?
Correct. I think the tip line was on the 17th, and I interviewed him on the 19th. And when I did all the interviews, I wrote the report on the 23rd.
Okay. Did Mr. Laux describe to you that he saw a red Ford Focus?
Yes,
Your Honor, at this time, I'd ask to publish People's Exhibit 202 electronically.
Any objection? It's been admitted, I believe. No objection. All right, 202 can be published to our jury. Thank you.
Investigator, are you familiar with that area? Are you familiar with the area of 23
oh, yes,
logos?
I'm sorry.
So electronically behind you, that area is going to pop up.
At about dusk. on the night
I'm
of the-
sorry, say that again. You saw a red Ford Focus?
He saw a red Ford Focus parked off the side of the road by the salvage yard. East would be on the right-hand side.
Okay. And he said that the vehicle was parked off the side of the road.
Correct.
Did he describe anything else that he noticed about it?
Well, he said it was dusk and the lights were not on.
The lights on the vehicle were not on?
Correct.
Did he tell you what time he usually left work?
I don't recall that.
Do you recall him saying
About
that?
20:30, I think. 8:30?
8:30 PM?
Correct.
Okay, and then, but he also described that it was around dusk when he saw the vehicle?
Yes, he said, He said it was around dusk because the car lights weren't on, so.
Okay.
The vehicle took off.
Took off as in, you understood
Drove
that to
away,
mean drove
yes.
away? Okay. Thank you. Your Honor, at this time, I'd ask the June 28th, 2007, that the time of sunset was 8:45 PM.
Do you have an objection, Ms. Smith? No, I don't. All right, the court does take judicial notice, meaning that you can consider this issue to be proven, ladies and gentlemen, that on June 28th of 2007, in Grand Junction, Colorado, the sun set at 8:45 PM. Thank you.
If I can have just a moment.
Yes, sir.
I have no further questions for the witness, Your Honor. Thank you.
Thank you. Ms. Smith, cross-examination, please.
Investigator Berg, what, that are trying to help and respond to a tip line can be wrong.
I guess so, yes.
And so it's important when you're getting tips to independently verify to ensure the accuracy of a tip, right? And in this case with Mr. Laux coming forward saying he saw the Ford Focus and off the side of the road near the Acorn, no one else reported that, right?
No.
Okay. I have nothing else, thank you.
Mr. Rubenstein, redirect.
Nothing based on that, Your Honor. And we would ask that Investigator Berg remain under subpoena for other issues.
Okay, you're still under subpoena, sir. Thank you. The people's next witness.
Thank you, Your Honor. The people called Dennis Solis to the stand.
Feel free to stretch if anybody wishes. Thank you. I just need to give you notes before you testify, sir. If you'll be careful of that black cord, please. Thank you. Raise your right hand. Do you solemnly swear or affirm under penalty of perjury the testimony you're about to give will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth? I do. Thank you, sir. If you have a seat in the green chair by the microphone, please. You can proceed whenever you're ready, Mr. Rubenstein. Thank you.
Thank you. Good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon.
Can you please tell the jury your in 2007, how are you employed?
I was working for Mesa Wireline at the time.
And what was the location of Mesa Wireline back then?
2304 Logos Drive.
After that, were you questioned about when the vehicle was in the lot or not in the lot, or if you saw the vehicle around that area?
Yes.
Did you work between the dates of June 28th and July 1st of 2007?
I don't recall. If it says so in my statement, then it must be true.
Okay. What shift were you working back then? Do you remember the
Oilfield
hours?
does not have shifts. Oilfield was on call 24/7.
Do you remember the hours that you worked on June 28th, 2007?
I'm assuming that that is referring to the date in question on the statement I gave. And based on rereading the information on the statement I gave, we got called out late to a drilling rig, somewhere 10 o'clock at night. Probably had to be on location about midnight.
Okay. When you say on location, are you referring to at Mesa Wireline or at some
No.
other location?
On location means at the drilling site, somewhere out in the middle of nowhere.
Would you have gone to Mesa Wireline first?
Yes, to load up tools for the job.
Okay. If you told the investigator back then that you were there around the hours of 9:45 p.m. to 10:10 p.m., does that sound right?
Yes, sir.
And if you were supposed to be on site at, I'm sorry, what time did you think?
Probably midnight.
If you were supposed to be on site at midnight, would those hours make sense for the
Yes,
time
sir.
you would have been at Mesa Wireline? Do you remember seeing a vehicle around that time?
Yes, sir.
And I realize dates and times might be fuzzy, but you remember actually seeing the vehicle?
Yes, sir. My pickup was backed up to the first bay at Mesa Wireline where we kept the logging tools. We were loading up tools for the job that night, and I remember seeing a red vehicle drive by. We kind of giggled to each other because there was another wireline shop down the street from us, and we laughed thinking, oh, somebody's wife must be looking to see if their husband's still at work or if he's at the bar or something. Didn't really think much of it.
Do you remember specifically given a map?
Yes, I was.
Did you, at that time, write the dates and times that you saw this on that map?
I don't recall.
May I approach, Your Honor?
Yes, you may. Thank you.
Mr. Solis, I'm going to show you.
Yes, sir.
And does that look like the writing of the date and time that you saw that vehicle?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Your Honor, at this time, I'd move to admit People's Exhibit 204.
All right. People's Exhibit 204.
Date and time that you saw that vehicle?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Your Honor, at this time, I'd move to admit People's Exhibit 204.
All right. People's Exhibit 204 is admitted. Thank
And
you.
Mr. Solis, if I could have you just read, what is the date and time you wrote on there that you saw that vehicle?
9:45, 10:10 p.m., June 28, 2007.
And Your Honor, if I could publish the Exhibit 204 at this time electronically?
That's fine. Thank you.
Mr. Solis, that's going to appear behind you, but the version that's going to appear electronically doesn't have your handwriting part on it, but other than that, I'm going to ask you if that's what you're looking at. Okay, is that what you're looking at in front of you?
Yes, sir.
Okay, now on that, it has your name, is that how your name is spelled?
Yes, sir.
And it has a red dot on that diagram, is that correct?
Yes, sir.
Is that red dot, well, what is that red dot covering?
That red dot is covering SMS Walker.
Okay. And where in relation to that red dot is Mesa Wireline?
I'm assuming you use the pointer.
Yes, you're welcome to use that pointer.
Mesa Wireline is located the second business back on the north side of Logos Drive.
Okay, so,
At the time, there was an empty drainage pond right there first on Logos Drive.
okay, so just so that the record, because we're recording this, so that the record's clear, you pointed to the area that's catty corner to 23 Road and Logos Drive, is that right?
Yes, sir.
And then you said that the first lot on Logos Drive, catty corner, was a,
It was an empty lot that had a drainage catch basin type thing.
so nothing that would obstruct your view?
No.
And then the second lot over, that's where your business was?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Where did you see the vehicle?
On Logos Drive heading east.